Oh, we're going. Okay, yay. So let's do the simplest one we can do, sine x. Here's my recommended way of rapidly graphing sine of x. So step one is get some coordinate axes and just label the largest and the smallest y value. So you know the outputs go from -1 to +1. Hit the angle that's a full rotation. So 2 pi would be a full rotation. And you know that sine x is the y value as you move around the unit circle. So it goes from 0 up to 1, back to 0, to -1, back to 0. So the trick to graphing it is, let's divide this interval from 0 to 2 pi into 4 equal parts. So make a tick mark in the middle, label it pi. Make tick marks in between those two. That'll be pi over 2 and 3 pi over 2. And now let's just plot the points at each of those 5 locations. So sine is telling us the y-coordinate. So at 0, the y-coordinate 0. At 90 degrees, the y-coordinate is at its maximum. Then it goes back down to 0. Then it goes to its minimum. Then it goes back to 0. And so then once you have your 4, you just connect them. And then you celebrate. So, that's not so bad. Let's just remember how you can transform it. So if you like to have a general thing written down, you could write it down. Let's imagine m plus a times sine of kx. And let's just remember what each of these things do. So m, some people call the midline. And the way to think about it is, it's just like a vertical translation. Without that thing, you've got your curve. If you add anything to your curve on the outside, that's like shifting all the y values, which is like a vertical translation. So the midline would be somewhere at m. And then a, also sometimes called the amplitude, is like the distance from the midline to the maximum, or from the midline to the minimum. So if we're going to imagine, so let's imagine like this. So this would be the amplitude. Okay, so what's this k about? The k is called the frequency. It doesn't actually tell you the length of one full wave. That's called the period, is the length of one full wave. Think about it this way. Like, there's an equation that you can use to get it, but if you don't have to like memorize the equation. It makes a lot of sense. Like, let's imagine that I want k times x to be 2 pi, which is one full rotation. It's like, what x value will give me, let's pretend I have k. K is like some number. So what x value will actually give me one full rotation? All you have to do is solve for x. 2 pi over k. So like, imagine k was 2, and I want to plot sine of 2x. I'll say, like, when is 2x equal to 2 pi? Well, when x equals 2 pi over 2. And so this is the equation for period, which is what tells you the length of one complete cycle, one complete wave. So this out here would be 2 pi over k. All right, I'm going to pause it.